In this presentation, I explore Hebrews 9:27 and the inquiry concerning the fate of believers alive at the rapture. The verse declares that it is appointed for men to die once, followed by judgment. However, the passage must be read within its broader context. It functions as an analogy rather than a rigid mandate. Here I set the stage to examine how Hebrews 9:27 compares Christ's first and second comings with human life and final judgment for a deeper understanding. Within Hebrews chapter 9, the writer employs an extended analogy that compares human life to the ministry of Christ. The narrative links Christ's first coming, during which he lived and died to remove sin, with the natural human cycle of life and death. Subsequently, Christ's second coming is portrayed as the commencement of an eternal, resurrected existence. This explanation clarifies that the author does not intend to address every exception, but instead emphasizes a broader theological message with precise clarity. Scripture offers notable exceptions to the general rule of dying only once. Individuals such as Lazarus, raised by Christ, experienced a temporary resurrection that required a subsequent death once their corrupt bodies returned. Moreover, figures like Enoch and Elijah are recorded as having bypassed conventional death entirely. Additionally, 1 Corinthians 15 implies that believers alive at the time of the rapture will not experience death in the usual manner. These biblical examples affirm that Hebrews 9:27, while serving as a useful analogy, does not encapsulate every exceptional case evidenced within Scripture, thus inviting further careful reflection on Scripture for believers. To summarize, Hebrews 9:27 functions as an illustrative tool rather than a rigid decree regarding death and judgment. It highlights Christ's singular sacrifice and his promise of return while acknowledging general human experience. I have demonstrated that although most individuals die once, Scripture records significant exceptions, such as temporary resurrections and supernatural departures. This balanced perspective fosters thorough exegesis and a nuanced understanding of Scripture, ultimately inspiring believers and deepening our theological insight, thereby continually enriching our collective spiritual journey.